Hey guys, Eric with Rockin' H TV, Rockin' H Farm Toys, and today I have two things for you. One, I have a special announcement on some new content that will be coming. Excuse me. And number two, we're going to work on our flat top Freightliner. Actually, I left the parts over there. But anyways, we're going to continue our lesson two on our flat top Freightliner and keep that project moving forward. So some of you, if you want to do one, you can learn and do it yourself. So that is pretty exciting. But our announcement, here's what's happening. Let me briefly share with you the Rockin' H story. If you didn't know, here's what happened. Back in, I've always had a love affair with custom harvesting. If you're not familiar with custom harvesting, that is where companies, farmers and different people, they haul machinery down to Texas and then they follow the wheat harvest up north through Kansas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, North South Dakota, Montana, Idaho, cutting fall crops and different crops with lots of machinery, depending on the size of the crew and different people. And just the process of that, I've always just found fascinating how these guys haul all this machinery and everything. And it's just the scale of it is just incredible to me, and I've always had a love affair with it. So that is kind of what got me started in Rockin' H Farm Toys, because I wanted, if you see on behind me, I wanted harvest crews in small scale. And so I just took what I saw out in the real world and made it smaller and then put it up on my wall. And that's what I've been doing since 2012. And then when summer rolls around, it's not uncommon. I'll get in the car and drive around and meet different people and actually meet these men and women harvesting our crops with all this machinery, and the farmers as well out there in the field. And it's just always been just a highlight of the year for me. And so that is what we've been doing. Country Boy 28, you want to shout out? There you go. Hi, Country Boy 28. Thanks for watching. So what does that mean for us today? Well, my son, who is kind of in between semesters on college, he wanted a summer adventure, and he is on harvest this summer. He's right now down in Wichita Falls, Texas with Papalow Harvesting, and he will be cutting wheat this summer, a brand new 8250 with luxury cab and the whole 9 yards. He'll be using a 45-foot MacDon header. And so what I've done is I've given him admin privileges to Rockin' H Farm Toys on Facebook, and then also Rockin' H TV here on YouTube. And he will be doing different live events and then also posting content of his summer adventure, keeping us informed of what's going on. So I'm pretty excited to have him be a part of the team and being able to add some different kind of content from just the models. We're actually going to take what happens in the real world by doing small scale and then show you what happens in real life. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that is the special announcement. Be looking for different content. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you do so you can get those live updates and see when he's out there answering questions and showing you what wheat harvest is all about. So be looking for that this summer. He'll be, like I said, they should be cutting today. They did some test cutting in Wichita Falls last night, looking for some dry wheat. They found some, so they're going to have a few more combines out in the field today, and hopefully they'll be going with 2019 harvest. So awesome. Okay, now what we're going to do next is keep up with our flat top Freightliner build. Let me grab my parts. Last time what we did was we went ahead and stripped down a PEM Freightliner, and then we cut the cab down, cut the roof off to make it the flat top. And then we also trued up made everything flat and beautiful and perfect right there. So what we got to do now is, and that's what this lesson will be all about, is covering that hole. Before we get to covering the hole though, we are going to go ahead. The PEM Freightliners do not have hand grabs like you might be used to on like a die-cast promotions truck, and some other brands like Gearbox and whatnot have plastic hand grabs. Die-cast promotions has metal hand grabs. These only have, and you can see it right here, just this little bit of die-cast that's protruding from the side of the cab, 1, 2, 3 hand grabs here. We're actually going to put physical hand grabs on these, okay? We're going to take it from just this little indentation to a physical piece of metal, and I'll show you how to do that. And I have another video showing you how to add hand grabs, but we'll go ahead and take it to the next level today. All right, so what we'll do is we're going to go to the drill press. We'll put a tiny bit in the drill press, and then we'll get some holes drilled. Hey, what do you think about that? Okay. Let's get you flipped around. Hey, Levi, how are you? And I think there's a few other people I missed. I'm sorry about that. Let me see. We got a... There we go. Okay. Right now I see Cody there. Right now I have my wire wheel in here because this is what I use to clean paint. Once it's loose off die cast, I like to, once I get the bulk of the paint off with my paint removers, I like to go ahead and give it just a quick polish with the old wire wheel. Okay. So this is a 1/32 scale bit. I buy these from toolstoday.com. I buy them for, oh, I don't know. They're really cheap, but and they break real easy too, by the way. And actually, you know, I'm gonna stick that in there a little farther. I found if you get it farther in the chuck, you can control it just a little bit better. And I may have to go get more because, like I said, these do break kind of easy. I mean, you get what you pay for in some regard, but that's why I buy them, because I can use a bunch and not have to worry about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole at the top and bottom of this die cast that's already in this metal, okay? So I'm going to put one at the top, one at the bottom on all three little areas right here. Wow, and I totally did not get that in the right spot. Dadgum. I'm going to take off my glasses so I can see. There we go, that's better. Alright, better. So that is what we have there. You can kind of see those holes there. Okay, let's go to the other side quick. Okay, there we go. That's all there is to that. That is how we put those holes for hand grabs. And when we get to assembly, I will show you what to use to make the actual hand grab itself. Next, we're going to need to make a new cab top. Now for the cab top, you can actually use, you could use a lot of different things. I'm going to use styrene plastic here, and this is the styrene that I'm going to use. This is the size. You don't have to use this size, but this is what I have on hand, so this is what I'm using. This is 91104 plastic styrene, 0.040 thick or 1 millimeter thick styrene sheet. It's just flat, nothing fancy. Pick this up cheap online about anywhere. If you Google it, you'll come up with it. Next, so here's a full sheet. We're just going to cut a piece, just a square, that will go over the top of our cab. You don't have to be real pretty about this. I cut mine big on purpose. Well, I cut mine big because I want to have more than I need, just in case. And just get a quick straight edge on this so we can not have our piece of plastic too weird, right? Okay. You can cut this with a regular old scissor. Okay. Set that off to the side. What I like to do then, after that, is just test fit it, make sure everything's right. Okay. It's plenty big, so shouldn't be a problem. I'm actually going to hang this over the front a little bit. That way, when I come back with sandpaper, I can sand here and make this styrene the same angle as my visor. I'm going to do this temporarily with just my favorite glue. My glue tip in, yeah, it's not, see, almost forgot to remove this piece of die cast there. There we go. Little burr there. Oh, it was way too much. We don't have to get too crazy here because I like to go ahead and put JB Weld on the inside. So this glue is just to kind of hold it there while we get JB Weld put on. Okay, we have excess hanging around all the sides. That way we can sand everything smooth and gorgeous when we're ready for that step. Okay, let's grab the JB Weld. Now, if you were wanting to do this for yourself, you could, if you don't have any JB Weld or you don't want to buy any, you can get away just fine using just the glue that I used, which was MaxCure Ultra Thick. You can buy it on eBay, or Amazon, or wherever you like to buy this stuff online. The reason I say buy it online is because I have to buy everything online. I can't buy any of this stuff around. Well, I can buy JB Weld here, but this kind of glue and the plastic here, this kind of plastic, I can't buy. 99% of what I buy, I purchase online and have it shipped to my house because you can't buy it here in Dodge City. So I am used to paying lots of shipping. But since these are all customs, I build that into the price of the product, so I technically don't pay it, I pass it on. Come on, get out of there. Huh, looks like that must have got dry. That's weird. There it comes. All right. Yeah, and look at that. Now too much is coming out. Isn't that the way it goes? Whoops. And I drop it in the, boy, make it a mess. Yeah, that is way too much, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Okay. Boy, it never fails. Whenever I use just a, try to get a little bit, I end up getting way too much. Luckily, it's not terribly expensive, right? Okay, not necessarily equal amounts there, but that's all right. Okay. So when I use this glue, in my mind, it was just a temporary fix to where, and then until I put this in and make it better. Okay. And if you've noticed, I'm probably using way, way, way more than what's actually necessary. And that's okay. I mean, it's okay. And I even try and get you here in the shot so you can see what's going on. Let me move this so we're closer to the camera. How about that action? Does that help you at all? Holy moly. No one will be seeing in here. So if it doesn't look real dainty and pretty, don't sweat it. And you can always come back and clean it up after it's dry too. If that's what you're, if that suits your fancy. Okay. So now we'll just wait for that to dry, and once it's dry, then we can come back in here, and in the next lesson, we'll go ahead and clean all these edges up. We get all this tidied up, get everything gorgeous, and we will move on. So that's all we got today. Isn't that great? Okay. So that is our basically our lesson today. Pretty simple, wasn't it? So you can do that with, you can put your cab roof on. You can use the plastic like I did. There's some guys love to use brass. I generally don't keep a whole lot of flat brass around, so I mean everything is using brass. It is a little bit more difficult to work with because obviously it's metal, so you're not going to cut it with scissors like I did, and then you can't come back and um, trim up these edges with an X-Acto knife and simple stuff. It's just going to take more work. Either way is going to get you the results you want. It's just really personal preference. Like I said, I have nothing. I am not opposed to using brass. I just don't keep much of it around, so I don't use it. But I do have styrene plastic around, like I have here. So that's why you see me using it. And this is a custom, so it's already sold. So it will be going. I don't know. It's going someplace. Um, right, here we go. So that's the lesson, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe you got some stuff, some tips and tricks you can use out of this video. I hope so. And don't forget our special announcement. So we're going to have a correspondent adding content to the page, and be looking for that, and enjoy that as well, because I'm really excited for it. So it's going to be awesome. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, subscribing, commenting. Make sure you share these videos to your own channel, so people can learn what you're learning, and that would be awesome. So we can spread the word, help everyone get the awesome models they're looking for. Thank you so much, and you have